Okay, so I'm Cynthia and I'm the host of the reality series CPS the Horror Story. I'm not an attorney or a social worker, but I'm a mother who had her children kidnapped by CPS. After 2 years of fighting, I did get my kids back, and I have this platform so people like you can share their stories and just expose the truth about who and what CPS is. So, Cassandra, can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I'm Cassandra. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. My case opened up in January of 2018, and I've been fighting ever since to get all of my kids back. They gave me two. Um, we just had court yesterday, and we had to reschedule because the father didn't come, and my case I done had three caseworkers. I have a new one appointed to me yesterday. I didn't have four attorneys, and it's just too much. Now that my 12-year-old son, his case just opened up in July of this year over abuse, and they still trying to place him back with his father, and it's just a lot. Like, I don't understand. Like, this man stumped on his face, slapped him, pushed him, had to take him to he ran to the police station. When he got to the police station, he fought the officers. They arrested him on the spot. He bailed out that weekend. He had court. They charged him with one count of child abuse, bodily harm. He's a felony. The judge gave him a no contact order. He cannot have no contact, social media, can't none of his third party contact. My son had a big old scar on the side of his face. So they took him to the foster parent that he was prior going to his father. She couldn't handle him because when they placed my son with his father took him off his medication, which he has ADHD, which is genetic. His father has it. It's on his father's side, not on my side. So before, when they took my kids, I had my kids on medication so they can function in school. Okay. So everything was fine. We were supposed to have visitations. I was supposed to have visitations every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday from 5 to 7. I never got to see my child. I'm like, okay. And every time the caseworkers, oh, have you seen Jamel? No, I have not. I have not seen my child. Okay. So at times, but this one particular time, he FaceTimed me and I seen the scar on his face. I said, what happened? He was like, my dad got mad because I ate a burger and he pushed me, he slapped me, he stepped on my face. So the incident had to happen on Monday. And I seen his face Tuesday. I took a picture Tuesday. I took a picture Wednesday. So me being the parent that I am, I reported it. I submitted the picture to a friend of mine that works for DCF, and she reached out. The lady came to the house the same day that everything happened, and he told me that the lady was downstairs. He seen the lady pull up and everything like that. So the father was like, he's not here. He's out of town with the foster parent in Pewaukee, which was not true. My son was upstairs the whole entire time on the computer talking to me. So when the lady left, he ran upstairs and was like, I'm finna beat your ass because you had CPS come to my house. My son runs out of his room downstairs out the back door to the police station. He told the police officers what happened. Before he even got to the police station, he said that his father tried to run him down. He has a weapon as well. He tried to shoot at him. So my son runs to the police station. He lets the officers know what happened. So they seen the mark on his face. They end up taking him to Children's Hospital. They end up doing a CAT scan. They didn't find any damages, anything. So the CPS worker was trying to ask me, do you have any family members? I said no. He could come here. Oh, I have to talk to the worker to see if there's anything. I'm like, why? There's no concern here. The CPS worker had came to my house in June. She didn't see anything and stuff like that. But yet again, she's using poverty as an excuse. They done made up so many excuses not to give me my kids back. And they was like, oh, you're using your kids' money the wrong way. You're misusing their funds. You're not doing right by them. How do you know? You have no proof. And I'm like, oh, we heard. Sorry. I'm like, yeah, that's hearsay from my mother. Me and my mother, we don't communicate. We don't communicate right now. So yeah, that would be a lie because I'm paying bills. They have clothes. They have shoes. They have, I have to have food in my house because I don't get my benefits until the 12th of the month. So you want me to not have food in my house? That is a reason to take my kids, but it wasn't. So therefore, they end up placing him with a foster parent that has his younger brother. Not even, so she ended up saying that she took him to the store. She said that he hit his younger brother. He almost ran out the car and everything like that. So my son's been off his medication for a whole year now because he was placed with his father. And it's just been like a lot of issues going back and forth to court with him, going back and forth for all of the fathers in general for my case. And it's just been like CPS has not let me, oh, you have to do anger management, you have to do this. And I'm like, my case wasn't even that serious. Y'all took my case because of a house condition which had no control over me. I was just a tenant. That fell on the landlord, not me. So they basically said I was neglecting my kids. Neglect. How's that neglect? Because of the house. It had water damage and mold. So I've been out that house. As soon as that, I found a new house, everything. But they didn't give me my older two kids until June of 2018. And they prolonged everything so that I wouldn't get the three boys because two of the boys end up getting Social Security benefits. So it's just like now we've been going back and forth to court for my 12-year-old. And they basically, oh, Miss Gamblins, you got to control your mental health. You have to take parenting classes. You have to do therapy because of the trauma he experienced with his father, the abuse he got with his father. But I warned them, do not put my son with this man. He's abusive. He has anger issues. He has ADHD. He's not taking his medication. And he stated to the court, one hearing that we had, oh, I have ADHD. Yeah, I do. I stopped taking my medicine at 10 years old to start smoking marijuana. But what he thinks his lifestyle is, when he gets money, he spends it on marijuana, spends $200, $300 on weed every week. But you upset about a $60 copay for your son's medication. So which is more important, your son's medical medicine or your weed habit that you spend $200, $300 worth of weed every week? And it's two of y'all in the household, so it should be enough food for both of y'all. Y'all both get benefits, EBT, and there's no food in the house. Like, but I'm the bad parent and everything like that. So it's just now we had court yesterday. The father didn't show up, but they said that he tried to serve me with some papers for for services that he wants me to do. But he's a liar. He says that my house is nasty. I don't clean. I don't cook. I don't have food in my house. But every time when he comes to my house is clean. So he's trying to make me out as a bad person, and you don't even take care of your kids. And he make up this sad excuse. Oh, Your Honor, I have 6 kids. I'm an auto technician, and if I'm missing work, I'm not making money. And da 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 da. I'm an awesome father. No, you're not, because you have 8 kids and you barely take care of them. So it's a lot.
Wow. Why did CPS get involved in the very beginning?
My house, my daughter, Okay, I was staying in this house and I had moved in there, not knowing that this house been vacant for 2 years. The landlord wasn't up on the taxes or the mortgage of the house. So I'm assuming when I moved in there, I found out that my auntie has a property next door to this house that I stayed in. And she talked to the guy that was fixing up the house or whatever. First of all, you knew this man was behind 2 years in rent. The house been vacant for 2 years. I'm not finna catch up on nobody's work. Taxes, that's not my place to do that. So we moved in there not knowing that this house had bad pipes. So they just painted over the pipes, everything like that. So everything in the house was beautiful. I mean, it had a nice big old backyard, full basement, 2 bedrooms, side entrance, front entrance, big old back. What I mean, this house is beautiful. It was a duplex, okay? So all of a sudden I started seeing things, but I'm like, okay, it's not. I don't, and the maintenance man, he stayed upstairs, but he was like, well, we could do this. We could give you the whole unit and you just have to pay the rent. But he never gave me information to pay the rent. So I'm like, so y'all just gonna leave the house? And he never once told me that this house is gonna go in foreclosure. I never knew that. So my kids going to school every day. I'm working at home, taking care of the kids. So all of a sudden, some people, just random strangers, come knocking at my door. Oh, have you seen the guy that stays upstairs? I'm like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. This and this and that. So this maintenance man let these people move in. So it had to been around August because my son Caden just turned 1. He was finna be 1. So no, he was finna be 2. So it's been 2 years. So we've been in this house because he was born in 2014. And we moved in there, I say 15, 16. Yeah, so he just turned 2. Yep. So August, he was like, well, we're going to let some people move in for a couple of days. And then as of September 1st, the people got to move so you could get the whole upstairs. No, these people were ghetto, squatters. And remind you, I had a lease to this house. Everything was in my name. Electricity, cable, light, gas, everything was in my name. So I had permission to be there. I had the lease to be there. I was legit legal. These people were not legal. They were squatters. So they end up taking the upstairs and just completely trashed it. So they end up stealing my clothes, using my washer and dryer. And it's 3 adults and a whole bunch of kids running through the house. So one night, I want to say in October, I'm with my kids, helping them with their schoolwork, my son with his schoolwork. My daughter comes to say, Mom, it's some police outside. It's police outside or whatever. I'm like, it ain't for me. They ain't not come my door, so I ain't nothing to worry about it. Me being who I am, I'm like, let me go see. I go to the door. I open the door. They on my porch. They at the house upstairs. They at the door. I'm like, is everything okay? They was like, do you know about these people upstairs? I said, yeah, they supposed to been out as of September 1st because me and the maintenance guy made a deal that I would take the whole unit and everything like that. But prior to that, I was calling the city because my kitchen sink, my ceiling in my kitchen was leaking water. So the city had came out numerous of times to take orders and stuff like that. But the landlord never responded. He was sending the maintenance guy out. So the maintenance guy was like, for us to fix everything, you will have to give me $600. I'm like, but you ran off. Who I supposed to give the rent to? You never told me who would I give the rent to and stuff like that. So basically, I'm just here. And at that time, I had filed bankrupt. So I'm trying to get my background clean because my mom and my sister did stuff on my name, fraudulent activities on my name, in which ended in a couple evictions that I had that they put on my name, whatever. I had one that I paid off completely. Well, I had two, and I paid both of them off completely. And I'm like, okay. So I had the CD come out, the police department come out, or whatever. So, but this typical night, the police come out. Oh, do you know about these people that's upstairs? I'm like, yeah, they not supposed to be here or whatever. So they talking to me, and I'm giving them all the information and stuff like that. I give them a copy of my leads. So they go upstairs, like, oh, she's lying. She don't know. And it's a lady that gave us the house. I said, how is a lady when I have the lease? And this is the guy that stayed here. And I gave them the landlord's name and information. And they was like, yeah, when they looked up me, they seen that I gave him the same exact name for the owner on the house, and they was like, these people upstairs lying. So come to find out that they was on the run from a different state and they came here. And so all of a sudden CPS come. They've been in my house because my sister had called and said that she's mad because I'm not letting my son and my 12-year-old at that time go with her. She wanted to know because I stopped talking to my auntie and my cousin that stayed next door, and I stopped talking to my mama completely because when I moved into this place, my auntie told the maintenance guy, oh, she can't have no company. The only people that she can have in her house is me and my daughter, and da 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 da, making up all this stuff. I'm like, if that's the case, you can pay the $600. Like, let me keep my money since you telling this man who I can't have in my house, and then you lying saying that my 12-year-old father is taking food out of my kid's house or whatever. No, he brings us food. And she's saying that, oh, you don't have any food in your house. Your kids be coming to us saying that they're hungry. And I'm like, so you really going to believe that when at that time, my daughter was a compulsive liar. I'm sorry to say that, but she lied about things and stuff like that because she has autism. And she's only doing that for attention. So my daughter would tell people, oh, we don't have food in our house. But I'm like, Naya, why would you say that we don't have food in our house when you're the one that's stealing the food and you eating it all before everybody else do it? I'm like, that's not right. So, because she always wanted me to do things with her. She wanted to be the only kid. I'm like, how when I have two kids older than you my third child. And then I have three more under you. So I treat all my kids the same. If they do chores, they get rewarded. But she talks back. If I tell her to clean up, she gets an attitude. But if I tell my boys to clean up, they do what they have to do to get their stuff. Not my daughter. She gets an attitude. She talks back. She's disrespectful.
Why are girls
And
like that?
I have no idea. I wasn't like that. I was cleaning. My mama told me to do stuff. I cleaned up and got rewarded. But I was the third out of three kids, but my mom had an abortion, so it's just me and my older sister. And I learned everything on my own because my mama had my sister working every summer, and then she was always out in the club or with her friends, so that leaves me in the house. And I end up having my daughter at the age of 15. It is
Wow.
crazy. And like I told everybody, I'm like, I've never experienced CPS. I had too much of a family. My grandma has 10 kids, and all of them have kids, but two of them, which is deceased. So we had cousins and aunties. We and when I was in school, we got whoopings, but we never told the social worker, oh yeah, my mom beats us and whoops us and stuff like that. I never said that. The only time the social worker literally called my house when my mom when she found out that I was pregnant. And I told her I was having intercourse. But as for that, the social worker or CPS has never called to my mom's house because we never went to school and talked to the social worker, which I know the social worker is a mandate reporter. So my daughter, the teachers will let her take stuff to the office, and she's very nosy, very nosy. Like one time I was at her school and I had talked to the social worker. She said my name on the clipboard and comes to the social worker. Oh, mom, what are you doing here? How did you know I was here? Oh, I see your name on the clipboard. That's none of your business. I'm not here. Why are you worried about what I'm doing? And then she went to school with her brother. She hated the fact that I had her and her brother go to the same school. Because at that time, her brother was getting bullied. And I put him in homeschooling. So she went to school for the whole 7th grade year. She was home. She was going to school by herself. She would go to school on the bus, come back home. And the teacher was like, is there anything that we could do or whatever? Like, she wouldn't wear her boots. She would go to school. Like, she wouldn't let me do her hair. She would have to, the whole school year, she wore her scarf to school. And I would do her hair. She would let the little girls on the bus play in her hair. I'm like, Naya, stop letting these girls play in your hair. You're going to get your hair messed up. No, you can't tell me what to do and this and this and that and da 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 da. So we literally had to cut her hair off because it was so matted up that she looked like a boy. And she had to wear a wig to school because her hair was so matted up. And I'm like, see, if you would have let me do your hair and do your hair like you're supposed to, we wouldn't have that problem. Oh, you don't care about me. I said, yeah, I do, but your mouth is just ridiculous. You're not going to talk to me and think you're going to get something in return. So the police ended up having CPS come. They came out to my house and they seen my kitchen, everything, but they didn't take my kids. They ended up taking the people upstairs kids. And when I mean they trashed that whole house, and that was like, for you to not have no money, you going to Victoria's Secret. I used to work at Victoria's Secret, and they outfits, they sweatpants, jogging little sweatsuits, run you $100 because you paying $85 for the pants, $85 for the shirt. That's $100 plus tax. So you telling me you got $100 to go to Victoria's Secret, get you clothes, but you can't get these kids no clothes, and they sleeping on the hardwood floor? But you want to steal me and my kids' clothes? We ain't did nothing to you. You using my washer and dryer. You haven't even asked, but you get mad because CPS took your kids and everything like that. So these people trashed the whole upstairs. They flooded the bathroom sink. So when the police had let me in, the next day, the guy, he comes out of nowhere. Oh, for us to fix this house, you have to give us $600, and we're going out to the city, the courthouse, and put everything in your name. Oh no, you're not gonna transfer all that in my name, and I'm not gonna play catch up. If he's behind 2 years, no, that's okay. So he showed me upstairs. So they flooded the bathroom sink with tissue. And the only thing that they had in there was a refrigerator. They had to bring in a microwave. They didn't have no stove, high chair, clothes. That house was just nasty. And it was just ridiculous. So how my kids end up taking, my daughter, she went to the school and she told the social worker, I'm stressed, I'm depressed, we have no food in my house. And my brother, he burns me. Like, she's making up all of this. And the social worker is like literally believing her. So when the CPS came to my house, I remember this day so well. This is the day that I found out I was pregnant with this one. It had to be like around 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. I'm laying down, me and my 5-year-old, Kaden, the one that's before him, we go lay down. She comes to the door. My daughter comes to the room. Mama, somebody at the door. Not knowing that earlier in the day, I had went to work. And she stayed home for something. I don't know. She stayed home for something. I don't know. And I think I had went somewhere. I had a doctor's appointment or something. She never told me that the worker came to the house that morning and gave her a card. So I'm like, who is it? She was like, it's a lady at the door. So I go to the door, and I had seen this lady prior before. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Oh, we have I'm like, they didn't have, by the time I got to the living room, the lady was already in my house. She didn't have no court order. She didn't have no warrant. She didn't have anything. By the time, because the kid's room is in the back of the house, so you coming from the kitchen to the front, which is the living room, and the first room in the side door. So by the time I got in the living room, she's standing in the house, like literally in the house. Oh, we here to get the kids. Is anything okay? And that, like, you have no warrant. You have anything. So they took my kids. By the time it had to been 11 o'clock at night, that's when they took my kids. And my boys, they up there mad, crying. My 3-year-old, he don't know what's going on. My 3-year-old, my 8-year-old, my 3, my 5, and my 9-year-old, and my son. Well, my 3-year-old, he didn't know what's going on, so he's confused. But my 16-year-old son, my 12-year-old, and my 8-year-old, they knew what was going on. And they was like, oh, we're not going nowhere. We're not leaving, and stuff like that. So, and all this time, my daughter just standing there with a little smirk on her face. Like, you literally set this up? Because something happened prior to this. This is when I found out that my son had ADHD. And I'm being honest, and when I tell everybody this, I never knew that my son had it. But I heard it around that his father had ADHD, his older brother had it, which it never dawned on me. Like, every time we would be out in public, he'd act out. But when he's around certain people, he don't act out. So I never knew, and I called CPS, and this is exactly what I said. He's not abused. He's not neglected. He has clothes. He has food. He's in school. No, he wasn't in school yet. So this happened in 2014 when I was pregnant with Kaden. And I told the lady, I said, he has a house. We're staying with my grandma right now for the time being. So he has a house. He has food. I have everything. He's nothing. I don't abuse him. He don't get whoopings, anything like that. So the lady came out and she was like, okay, we're going to find out what's wrong. So they ended up taking him to the hospital. And we met Dr. Bloomstein. Come to find out, my son has ADHD. So we got him on the medication, not knowing that my grandmother heard the whole conversation. She calls my auntie, the same auntie that has the house next door to me, and told her, she tells my sister at the same time that my sister taking care of my auntie that's deceased at the time. So we take Jamil to the hospital. He's there 24 hours. So the next day, my sister come, oh, we're not going to have him at no hospital and this and this and that. But prior to all of this, from my daughter, I have an older child. She passed away from brain cancer. My mother killed her, but they put on her death certificate, natural causes brain cancer. My sister has a problem with my 12-year-old's father. It's been an ongoing beef for a long time. And when my daughter died in 2004, my mom terminated. She took me to court. She terminated my rights over her. So when my daughter died, I didn't have any say-so, anything over my daughter. Guardianship, parenting rights, none of that. So from 2005, I've been dealing with CPS, but they never took my kids until 2018 because of this house issue and what my daughter said at school. So every time CPS come, and I'm like, I already know who called on me. My mother, my sister, my auntie that has the property next door to me, her daughter, my other auntie, and my uncle, one of my uncles that's deceased. And I'm like, you don't even have to tell me, including the father of my 12-year-old and this son. He would call, and he know that my kids are my weakness. Like, he literally called CPS on me because I didn't take off his name brand shoes. Are you serious? You calling the CPS because I didn't take off his shoes? So you gonna lie, say that my house is dirty, I don't have no food, and this and this and that. So every time when they come out to the house, they would question my kids. They will never take them. And I'm like, I'm not an abusive parent. I have no track of abusive, none whatsoever. I've never been in jail, never been incarcerated. I'm not a felony. I'm not a criminal. I'm not none of that. So, and every time they would come out, they would talk to my kids. They would talk to me, and they would close my case. And then, like I said, when my case opened up, oh, you missed doctor's appointments. Okay, I am a single mother of 5 kids. I have a lot of stuff going on my mind, in my head. I'm taking 2 to school, 1 to daycare, 1 to therapy on certain days of the week. But when I have their appointments, if I miss it, they call me, let me know, and reschedule. You can't hold that against me. So we had a big old meeting February 16th. Oh, Miss Gamblins, it's frustration. Of course, you find me one person that CPS then took their kids and think everything was okay. Their mental health is 100. Mental health therapy. No, you're not going to find, because they didn't carry these kids for 9 months for somebody to come in and take their kids and charging them and bringing up their past and charging them with, what are you charging me with? You're not charging me with anything. So you still, to this day, I don't even know why y'all took my kids. Like, I still don't know why. Oh, you need to take anger management. You need to take therapy. And your mental assessment said that you don't have a father. That's majority of African American single Black home, single families. I was raised in a single family household. That doesn't mean anything. You can't determine that I'm an unfit parent. Like, I know of my father, I know his name, but I have not met this man. That don't mean that I'm an unfit parent. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna make sure my kids had what I didn't have when I was growing up. My mom used to beat me like with a 18-foot telephone cord. She used to beat us. My mother is a complete bully. And to this day, she has my daughter. She feels no remorse of what she did to her first grandchild. So it's just like, you talk to a person that's in denial and want to think that everybody owe her something, but you're not telling everybody what you did to your first grandchild. So you can't even confess. Like, you're not even the parent to me. So you don't get a happy birthday. You don't get a happy Mother's Day. None of that. Every year, I think the last time I actually bought my mother for something was Valentine's Day. And that was like in 2010. After that, she ain't got a happy birthday card for me, a Valentine's Day card, a Mother's Day card, a Switch's Day. You not my mother. No, what you done put me through because of who my father was, that's not my business. If you didn't want me to be here, you should never lay down with that man to correct me. Now I'm your mistake. I'm going to show you how big a mistake you didn't say I am. Like, how can you literally call your own child a mistake and laugh about it? Like, that hurts. Like, but now you have my daughter and you turning her against me. Like, I haven't done anything to you. I take care of my kids and y'all get mad. Why you buy your kids Jordans? Because I didn't have that. Why you buying your kids all this? Because I didn't have that. Yeah, everybody struggles. Find me a person that ain't struggle a day in their life. You won't. Everybody is not perfect. But at the end of the day, they do make mistakes. They do struggle. That's the way of life. Everybody got to, like, it's, I don't understand and I don't get it, but now since my case is open, oh, Miss Gamblins, you've been using your kids' money the wrong way. What is the right way to use it? I'm taking care of my kids. I'm making sure we got everything that we need. Electricity, clothes, food.
Right.
I'm not out here prostituting. I'm not out here smoking hard drugs, doing all that. You could check my arms. Like, I don't have none of that.
Your mom has your daughter.
Yeah, she has my 15-year-old daughter. And then I have my 16-year-old son, my 2-year-old son. And then my son, my 12-year-old, since his case been open, Oh, Miss Gamblins, you have to do therapy. You have to do classes for me to get my son. But I thought that I needed housing. There's no safety concerns. Oh, you behind 3 months rent. You got eviction notice. Who told you that? You said it. I never sent you an email and say I'm good on emails and texting. I text you before I call you. I will send the email before I call you. And I'm very good on emails. Like I'm phone text savage. Anything technology, I'm technology savage.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, have I ever sent you a email saying that Miss Riddles, I have a 5-day eviction notice or I'm getting evicted? No. So where in your right mind are you getting that from? You said it, not I. Like ever since my case been open, y'all have not helped me with anything. I did everything on my own. What do I need y'all assistance for? Like I already know how CPS is. They dirty. Like when I had him, I'm supposed to wait 6 weeks. Oh, Miss Gammis, you need to get in the job. You need to find you a job. You need to get your own house. Sir, I just had a baby. I can't do anything for 6 weeks. I'm not gonna put him in no daycare. Daycares don't send babies at 6 weeks. So you got me all messed up. I'm not no. So in my 6 weeks, I end up doing a mental assessment. Oh, we figure out why you're the way that you are because you don't have your father. Ma'am, that's everybody in the African community. Go to every house. Some have their fathers, but some of them are single parent. And the single parent is the mother. 9 out of 10, they get pregnant and the father dips off, just like my situation. But I tried to make it work with the father, but they end up cheating on me and stuff. So at the end of the day, if you're not going to take care of your kid, that's not my problem. But I know what I'm going to tell my kid. I know they're going to ask me sooner or later, Mom, where my dad at? Where my dad? You want to know? He left. He cheated on me. He's with somebody else. But he's like, he'd come around, and this is typical him. Prior to everything that was going on, he would come around. He'll be all in my face. I'm like, but don't you got a child? He would never get Jamel Jr. And then like for little birthdays or when his birthday come around, when the other kids' birthday come around, he would get him. Since my son's been alive, I say before this case opened up, I say he got my child 5 times since he's been here. And every time something, he would leave him with somebody, he'd get stranded. Then I would have to find a way to get him. I'm like, but we had this dishing out in the court when he was a baby. The judge was like, why do you take your son and leave him with the mother of your other kid? Did Ms. Gamblins lay down with that person? She lay down with you, so that's your responsibility. Oh, I can do whatever I want. I don't care. You can't tell me nothing. So she ended up giving us she gave me joint custody, but he's supposed to get him sole custody. She gave me sole custody, and he's supposed to get him every other weekend. You think he came and got him every other weekend? No, ma'am. I was with him, and then like he'd probably get him once. Like the first time he got him, he got into a fight with the young lady that he has 2 kids with. He stays with now. So whoever was when they was outside, somebody in the apartment complex called the police. They came and got him. They arrested him. It was a Friday night, so his mother called me Friday and told me he got arrested Thursday night. So she called me Friday. She was like, you need to go get Jamel Jr. I said, ma'am, I don't have a way to get him. What's going on? Oh, he got arrested fighting Miranda and da-da-da-da. I told him not to take my son around her. I have a bad vibe about her, and I don't like her. I said, I'm going to have to do something because I don't have no money to get my son, so I don't know what to do. So out of nowhere, she calls me playing on my phone. Oh, yeah, your man did it. Like, girl, I ain't got time for your mess. So I end up going to the jail where he was. He was in county. He was in the county jail. I said, so how am I supposed to get the baby when You took him over there. I ain't got no money. Everything like that. I told you not to take him over there. So he didn't get out until that Sunday. She bailed him out. So when I got done with his visit, he was released. So my son was at her house or whatever. So he gets out, he brings me my son. And then it was another incident. He takes him to his first baby mama. Remind you, he never had no kids with this girl that he got in the fight with. But he's living with her, taking care of her son and everything like that, like taking on the father role at her son. But I'm like, you got a whole son. Then prior to that, he has 2 kids over my son that I have with him. And he would never get my son. Like, I took him to school, doctor's appointments, everything. It's all me. But now when we in court, oh, she was an unfit parent. She was nasty. She never, like, dude, you never came and got him to give me a break. And I'm just like, okay, now it's really, really crazy. And now this happens. So you a better parent than me, but you hit him because you ain't got no food in your house. Really? Okay. So every time when the caseworkers or whoever came out to my house, I had food. They had places to sleep. But he's been with you a year. He has nothing to show for. Besides, yeah, he was in school. But you crying over $60 for a copay, but you could spend $200, $300 on weed to support your weed habit and buy multiple cars. So that's being a parent. That's a better parent than me, where I'm sacrificing myself, my looks, to make sure your son got Jordans. He's in school. He got his uniform. He got socks, underwear, t-shirts. So my techniques is slacking, but yours is better because you spending it on weed. You worrying about yourself. You're not thinking about your son's health and how he's functioning in school. And then when he gets in trouble, you want to punish him. You want to punish him and you want to beat him. No, I don't do my kids like that. Yeah, I take their stuff away, but I'm not finna beat them because that's what my mom did to me. And I told myself, once if I ever have kids, I'm not finna be like my mother. I'm not finna beat my kids. I'm not finna make my kids grow up to hate me. And every time, my son, I miss you, mama, I love you. I haven't even seen my 8-year-old, my 6-year-old. They stopped the visits with him because of, this is crazy. My son was over at my house for a visit. Prior to him coming on visits, the foster mother used to bring him and change clothes. You get a check for him. He should have clothes to come every weekend. What are you doing with his money? That's what I'm understanding. She's a better parent than me, but you saying that I'm misusing his funds. My kid has clothes. They had plenty of clothes. But she get a check for him. He's coming over in white t-shirts and shorts and sandals every time. You know, because it's summertime. Okay, that's understandable. You stop sending him clothes. Oh, Miss Gamblins, you have to provide clothes and food for him. I never had a problem providing him food, but she's sending him over here. She's getting clothes. You know, when he leaves, them clothes are coming with him. That's his clothes. So one time he comes, he gets mad. So he takes his shirt off. He takes his shirt off, and I'm thinking nothing of it. So the next day he leaves. It's a hole like right here. And I'm like, oh my God, where did that hole come from? And I don't have any scissors in my house. I have no sharp objects in my house. So me being the parent that I am, I emailed the supervisor and caseworker. And I said, and I told the van driver, can you let her know that Caden ripped his shirt? Caden was the only person that had his shirt. My son had washed it, but we didn't see the hole, so I don't know. Maybe it happened where we used bleach or something like that. I don't know, but he was playing on his shirt because he has a tendency to bite his nails. When I mean bite his nails, do you see my nail? His nails is all the way up here where it bleeds, and this part of his finger, the skin is peeling. So that tells you he's nervous.
Yeah.
And 3 of my kids does that. My daughter does it, my 8-year-old does it, and he does it. So I'm like, I see the signs. So we put the shirt on and he had a hole. So I told the manager, I said, tell her that he bit his shirt open. And I emailed the supervisor and caseworker. Everything went south. Oh, Miss Gamblins, you wasn't there to watch him. He has a big old hole in his shirt. You ripped his shirt. Huh? I didn't rip his shirt. I'm telling you that he did it. Because he has silver caps in his tooth. And he has, like, I don't know. He has silver caps in his tooth. And he gets mad. I already know why he's mad. Because he wants to come home. Because this foster parent, she's black. She has kids of her own, right? Correct. Her kids, she had all 3 of my boys, Jamel, Terry, Kaden. She had all 3 of them. She had the first 2, and they was fighting her kids, fighting my kids, and my sons would come home on visit. Mama, her kids fighting me or whatever. But every time I would say something, it would nothing never be happening. And so it was numerous of times where I reported this. Nothing never gets done. But when like me missing visits, first of all, I finally have a job. I'm working. And when I got hired for my job, it was Thanksgiving weekend, Black Friday. Okay, how can I be at 2 places at one time? It was one weekend I had to work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I emailed it to the transportation company, gave them my schedule, and I told the foster parent, I can't get catered this weekend because I have to work. And by the time I get off of work, he's going to be gone. So my hours from 10 in the morning till 9 at night. So they had me working crazy hours, or I had to be at work at 5:45 in the morning. But then while I got a consistent schedule, she tells the worker, oh, she canceling visits. How I'm canceling visits when I just started my job? I can't just say, oh, I can't take this weekend. They go like, well, what's the point of us hiring you then if you can't work this weekend? But y'all want me to have income coming in so I can get out of my grandma's house. But it wasn't a problem for y'all when y'all gave me my older 2 kids. I was staying with my auntie. But now it's a problem because she's in a 2-bedroom. Doesn't matter. I'm not on the street. I'm not in a hotel. I'm not in a shelter. This is my grandmother, which is her great grandkids. So if that's the case, she opened her door to me. So therefore, why do I have to change my hours? You know, and stuff like that. When I finally had a consistent schedule, I didn't start seeing him until February. Because they had stopped his visits and everything. I wasn't seeing him for a while. And like, no, I haven't seen him since the end of July. Because I missed his birthday. His birthday was August 16th. I done missed 2 birthdays. For all 3 of my kids, I done missed 2 birthdays each out of both of them. Because of this damn case. But yet again, I'm the bad person. How? And I come to keep telling you that was not my fault. Y'all could have took that up with the landlord. If y'all would have did y'all investigation, y'all would have known that I called the city. Numerous of times when they came out and did work repair orders. The landlord didn't do anything, so that's not my fault. How was that neglect? How was that abuse, neglect? How was that? Please tell me, because I still to this day don't know why my case is taken and my case is open. So therefore, now I done had I done had 4 case workers, 4 attorneys. I done had 8 people on this case, and still, oh, Miss Gamblins, you need mental therapy. You need this. You need that. Motherfuckers, y'all took my kids. I don't need anything. Give me back my kids and everything will be fine. Y'all put us through enough mess as is and think everything's supposed to be fine overnight. Like, no. My case been open for 2 years. And out of 2 years, I only got 2 kids back. And now with my son's case that's just opened up in July, they charged the father with child abuse. He's a felony. Can't have no contact. But they still trying to place him back with him. They had sent him to an assessment center. He was only there for like 60 days. And then they put him in a group home. A week ago today, it was an incident happened at the group home. Now, I didn't know this from experience. When your child is in a group home, the staff's supposed to reach out and let you know that your kid is here. What do we need to do to open them up to, get to know them a little bit better? This group home has not did none of that. I had to reach out to this group home and be like, okay, you have my son. I'm his mother. And come to find out that the caseworker is not doing what she gave them my information. Like, what do you have against me? Like, dude, I don't owe you anything. You have my kid. But you constantly keep asking me, what do I need? What do you want, Ms. Gamblins? I want my kids. And I constantly keep telling you, I don't need no therapy. I don't need no anger. I don't need no mental assessment. I don't need no parenting classes. Because I had 7 kids to your 1 kid. I'm a damn awesome mother. How some class gonna tell me how to raise my kids? Y'all don't know the good things that I was doing with my kids. I was always with my kids in school. I was a teacher's assistant. I work in daycare. I have child care license. I know how to make a lesson plan. I know how to do all of that. So you can't tell me, oh, you don't know how to control that behavior. Control what? If it wasn't for me, he wouldn't be on his medication. He wouldn't be going to this therapy for 4 years. I did that. His father didn't do anything. So you telling me this man is a better parent than me when I'm on the bus? Didn't have my driver's permit for years. I'm very a giving person. I would give you the shirt off my back. If you needed the last dime I would give it to you. I don't ever expect for nothing in return, but yeah, and stuff like that. But I won't ask you. I know that I gave you something. I would think common sense. Oh, Cassandra gave me this. Let me pay her back. No. I have to constantly keep asking people. Like, I shouldn't have to ask you if you came to me for help. And I'm helping you. I make sure my kids have everything. In school, I was always there. In class, dropping my older 2 off at school, taking Jamel to daycare, coming back up to the school until 2:30. Get them, leave, go get Jamel from daycare, go home, cook dinner, help them with the homework, put them in the tub, feed them. We out to bed, sleep, getting up 5 o'clock in the morning to get in the bus. All on the bus, strollers and all. But family members, oh, my son, my like, you can't even help me take my road test, but you talking about I need to get my license. You know how else you helping me? You not even letting me use your car. Like, come on now. But you, like, I don't ever ask you, because I'm the only grandkid out of all the grandkids. I have 7 kids. That don't mean anything that you have to treat me like I'm a black sheep. And it's wonder why I adapt, I connect with so many outside people and then my own immediate family. And my mom hate that. Like, people that my kids met or I met, I consider them my sister, my brother, my auntie, my mama, and then my real mother. Why are you calling them your people? They help me more than y'all help me. Like my god sister, when I had Jamel Jr., I'm in the hospital. Her daughter and her granddaughter is at my bedside while she has my 2 kids. You up there, oh, she don't need no epidural. How you gonna tell me what I don't need? I'm not gonna go through these pains. No. She didn't need it when she was getting digged down and had a baby so she could take it. Like, who are you to say that? Like, you have no self-respect at all, but you a mother. You not my mother. No. But when my sister had her kids, she made sure anything, when my sister had any type of thing happen to her, when she had her 2 kids in surgery, she made sure they went to school. But with my kids, when I had surgery, my kids missed school from when I had Katarian, When I had my surgery, they didn't go to school. Like, but you can make sure her kids go to school, or no, but yeah, I'm taking them to school.
Right.
That's not my job. He got a whole daddy. My nephew got a whole daddy with a car. Why he can't pick him up and take him to school? My kids is on vacation. I'm not doing anything. Oh, I gotta get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to make sure they're at school by 6:30. First of all, I understand these are my nephews, but I'm not their daddy. I'm not getting paid for this. She's not paying me. Still to this day, she don't know that I took her kids to school. She think my mama took them to school. No, ma'am, I did. You welcome. But
So,
no.
when is your next court hearing?
My next court hearing for Jamel is October 15th at 9 o'clock.
Okay. Well, I want to get updates when you go to court because I'd like to know what happens.
Okay, and then the father's court hearing is October 2. And they still trying to figure out do they even want to put him in jail or not.
Okay.
But yeah, my case, like I said, we got a new caseworker as of yesterday, which she ain't reached out to me. I got a new attorney, which got her yesterday. She ain't reached out to me. And my son been in a group home. He's been technically running away from the group home, but he's not. They don't know that. So basically, my son is with me. He's been with me since Tuesday. They sent the police to my house Wednesday morning. So I got an email from the caseworker Thursday. Have you heard anything from Jamel? I have not heard anything from my child. You supposed to be the caseworker, the group punches, and then when we go to court, this is the kicker. So the judge was like, "Have you heard anything?" And this is exactly what she said. The group home reached out to Ms. Gamblins and everything like that. That's cool. And I said, "Ma'am, for your FYI, they did not leave a voicemail, and I don't even know what number they called from. So I didn't get a call from nobody. If I did, I don't know what number they called from because I don't even know the name of this group home.
Right.
So somebody is not telling me anything, but actuality, I have my child. He's been with me since Tuesday night because the incident that happened, a boy in the staff was picking on him, talking about, oh, your mama this and this and this and that. And he's very protective over me and everything like that. So he ended up running. They got into a fight and the boy ended up cutting his stuff or whatever. So I'm calling. He's calling me from his cell phone. My son is calling him from his cell phone, telling me everything. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on, why these people ain't called me and let me know it's a crisis going on. So I'm like, okay. So he runs from the group home. He comes right to my house. I'm like, okay, we're going to figure out something. So I called my friend. She put us in the hotel. We've been in the hotel since. So yesterday at court, they was like, oh, Miss Gamblins, did you get any serve any papers? Who served who? Oh, it's a new petition. Who did what? No, the father. But yet again, he's not here. This is typical him. For his court, we had court September 1st. He showed up, but for his court hearing, he didn't show up. So it's like every other court hearing he picks, he wants to show up. But y'all letting this man get away with stuff. And my kids is getting traumatized daily by daily. But like I said, they emailed me, the caseworker emailed me Thursday. Oh, the group home is going to do a missing child police report. We don't do missing reports here if it's willing to say for a kid here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. They don't. So you just sitting up here telling me what you want me to hear. Okay, good luck. Just not knowing that I have my son. And I'd be damned to take him back to this group home where he can get abused. No, I know a group home. I've never been in CPS or a group home, but I know what they do.
Right.
They're not going to do anything to my child and think, no, I'm not responsible. No, he's not going back. So it's been a week as of today, Tuesday, my son. They don't know nowhere. Like, y'all really not doing your job. So y'all just sitting there asking, but y'all want me to do parenting classes, therapy. I'm confused. Please help me. Because I don't understand why you get to sit on y'all. You have a job. I don't have a job. My job was shut down because of the stupid ass COVID-19. Then you trying to force people in my house? You got me messed up.
Yep.
Ain't nobody finna come in my house, watch me with my damn son, and go back and report to you like no, ma'am. Do you realize it's COVID-19, but you wearing a mask, but you want another person in my house trespassing? I have cameras in my house. If you want the video, I will gladly give it to you. But you ain't got no warrant for it, so kiss my ass. How
Right.
about that?
Well, I would definitely like an update.
Okay, I will definitely give you one.
Does that sound good?
Yep,
Keep in touch and let us know.
I
And
will.
it was really nice meeting with you.
Nice meeting with you too again.
Well, I hope your little one feels better.
Yeah, he went to sleep.
I saw.
Your bad self. And he had a little terrible too.
Yep.
And it's crazy because him and Jamil has the same father and he does nothing for this one. And I'm like, wow, you have 8 kids and you take care of the kids, the only kids that you take care of because the mama listens to you. You nothing to me. So consider you are a punk to me. And he always say, yeah, that's why you ain't gonna never have a man because you gotta slip him off. Of course. I'm a Capricorn. I'm stubborn. Like it or leave it. But you will respect me. You're not finna tell me to shut the fuck up in front of my kids and think I'm finna just, okay, Jimmy, I'm finna shut up. No. Do you see Boo Boo the Fool running across my face? No,
Yeah.
sir. Sorry. Not gonna happen. He's like, you stubborn. I know I'm stubborn. I'm very, yes, I admit that. But you're not gonna tell me to shut up and then make me give you my paycheck that I worked my ass off for 2 weeks, and you only gonna give me $100 and you, no, no. I do bad by myself, sir. I can pay all my bills without help.
Yeah.
2 people in the household, and y'all slacking, still not paying stuff getting cut off here and there. No, sorry. And then she's a woman like you make all of us look bad because you letting this man dictate you, and you got 3 kids. And then on top of that, you let him control your job. He don't even work there. How can he tell you who to hire and who to fire?
Right.
You a manager. How can he have that power? And he don't even work there. That's what I don't understand. Like how can you just she like it, I love it, I guess, but it never be me.
Yep.
Never. I said once I ever get my kids back, I'm moving out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm going under the radar. Well, nobody find me like, yeah, where the hell Cassandra her kids go? Bye.
Yep. Good. Well, like I said, keep in touch and give us an update, and maybe we can do another interview.
Okay, I will. Thank
All right.
you.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Okay.